Daisy here again. I understand this link that I sent you via email is a little confusing, but at this point I feel it is extremely necessary. I have never done anything like this before, and as I described briefly in the body of the email, the reason I'm doing this is because I have not received a call back. I'm waiting to be able to be a part of corporate America, to say, I'm yours. The interview felt like it went well on my end, and I keep thinking, what's taking so long? After a few follow-up emails and thank you cards and still no reply, I had also sent a Starbucks gift card, but then I didn't want you to think that I was bribing you, and I called and left a voicemail to clarify that I certainly was not trying to bribe you. I went on YouTube to see the proper procedures, and this is my last resort. Showing confidence and assertiveness is what was spoken about. Taking a chance and putting myself out there like dating. Funny how many videos say interviews are like dating. They are very familiar, and interviews are like first dates, and I thought I should treat it as such. Small talk and pieces of oneself is interesting, and questions and stories. But I don't blame you for not reaching out sooner. It may be that you are just busy. I asked how many candidates were being considered and interviewed for this position, and I was told so many, and that you would be in touch within the next few days. However, it has been 16 days. Indeed directs me to thank you 24 hours later, which I did. Follow up in a week, and then I took it further and followed up again. And now I have this video. The interview ended a little early, and so not many questions were asked of me. And the same questions were asked over and over, but in a different way. I had brief and direct answers, and I think maybe that is where you did not see my full potential. But I do not give up. I said since day one how badly I wanted this job and when you would get back to me. So now my idea is, with this video, we are in an interview date. I will be answering questions that would be asked at an interview or by professionals, because you can get to know me on a deeper level. Creatively and asked worded interviews can get to the point, what really matters. Also, because I know a lot of people who can interview really well and don't know how to do the job. Also, I am sure I answered your questions accordingly, but it may be that you are saving my resume for a better position. Now, I can do the job, yes, but how will I handle everything? I was only asked a few questions, none of which give you the full picture of me and who I am. I don't believe that there is such thing as disrespectful interview questions. Managers sometimes just don't know how to get to know the real person behind the mind, how responsibly it works, so critical thinking can be measured with deeper questions and answers. I did a lot of Googling and found a lot of great questions interviewers should be asking. First one, do you consider yourself lucky? My answer is no, or rather, sometimes. I felt lucky last week. I thought I had a lead with buying a car and got a new dryer. We were supposed to have met up, but it fell through. It was newer model. It doesn't really matter. It's the luxury things that don't matter. Money isn't everything. So I'll stay with my Camry. And the dryer has since given me troubles. But we all have bad days. I'll be lucky to focus on working hard and seize every opportunity I can. Next question is, if there was a fire in the building, what would you do? That's a toughie. But, it's all a chance to grow. To be better, right? Learn from the tragedies and come out shining. Hardships happen, but it's all about attitude. That's what makes the difference. So you just gotta jump into the flames, go for it, and it'll burn, yes, but I will grow from the ashes like a phoenix. I do recall the questions you asked were rather short, and you didn't learn much from me again. So back to the dating interview thing, such much can be learned from Indeed. Following up is great, and I want to follow up with questions. During the interview, I remember I asked you we should circle back around, and we should save those for later. I have here a few words, such as my weakness. My weakness is honesty. I'm too honest. I never call in sick. If I need to miss work or something, like I need to take my cat to the vet or something, or the night before my sleep apnea didn't allow proper rest, I'll just say it. But that's happened a few years ago, and only a few times. I don't miss work anymore. I have priorities, and I know work is asking too much of people, but I can do it. Trust me, I can do so much for the company if the chance allows. I would gladly put in weekends, holidays instead of time with my family, because I have also skipped days for myself, because I know all of the goals of the company that need to be met. I've skipped certain days even when I need to shave my arms. Also, I have a great strength at laughing at myself. I am positive, enthusiastic about things, and my strength. Speaking of honesty, when I talk, sometimes my mouth gets dry because I talk a lot. I'm very communicative. My strength is that I have an ability to work very hard. It wasn't an edit, that's just my phone, that it doesn't record more than 10 minutes at a time. So this is unedited. So this is just me speaking from the top of my mind. I'm not trying to make myself look better. That's my honesty kicking in. So my strength, I work very hard. For example, here in Reno, it's very hot. And when I was working once in my local grocery store grabbing carts from the lot, I was very efficient and fast. And at the time, I even had an ingrown toenail, which really, at the time, really hurt. But I think that shows that I have dedication. Also, I'm a winter person too, so that says a lot. And just really quick, I feel like I could also be a bridge between people because language is at the core of so much, and I can solve a variety of problems because I'm trilingual. And that's a skill that I didn't mention, by the way. Just FYI, refer to my resume. And also, you asked to talk about a situation where I had a bad situation with a coworker and how I handled it. So, I get along with my coworkers always. They leave me to work alone and don't really talk to me at all. But like I had mentioned in the interview, that my best friend and I weren't talking at that time. And it was the way that I handled her difficult, problematic behavior was by ignoring her. When you ignore people like that, they either go away or they feel so bad they just start being nice to you. And you can't really block people in real life, but that's as close as you get. But had we been working together, because one time we did work at 7-Eleven together, I would have just told her, hey, talk to me or don't. Let's get along and be kind. I won't complain about you not cleaning the cheese dispenser. She cuts my hair too, so we mended things. So, point being, I can erase problems and issues if I need to, so it doesn't interrupt my work. I saw the position also changed, so it no longer says available. It's added now as part-time. It wasn't something that I was offered at the moment. I wrote that also in the email, just so you already know, probably. But I prefer part-time because I have stuff to do anyway, and I'm not trying to be there all day. I also think outside the box. I'm a team player, and I keep my head down. And I don't ask too many questions. So, I can also be taken on as contract worker, as a temp worker. I already know that rodeo and contract workers get less money and fewer rights. More money for the big guys, right? That's fine. I produce more and you don't have to take responsibility for me. I don't get benefits or security. I know temp workers play an integral role. I don't need to speak on problems because it's not permanent. And there's no need for me to complain. So, I mean, it'll be just like back in the day, like in the 1940s when temp work was considered something only for feminine, white, middle class women. You know, and temp workers outnumber direct hires. There's so many companies that do that. And I know they face a number of indignities, but I know this is not the company that does that. But if it were, I would be willing to put up with it if that were the situation. Also, they are needed for a lot of places, but I know again this is not the place. This is not my last job where my boss was the worst and he was not a good leader. He didn't know how to give direction or feedback at all. He was rude and at times seemed incompetent, but that's between you and me. I can feel like I will get along with you, truly. Geez, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm just nervous. Again, I get nervous. And when I get nervous, I ramble a lot. Excuse me, sorry. And I'm also keeping it real. So now I want to get to the last part. The last question that I know many would ask that I wasn't asked. Why do you want to work for this company? And my answer is, I can see you are risk takers. I understand changes happen and certain rates are to be met. Some places have unrealistic rates and they keep increasing. But if you had, and even if you did have these expectations, I would meet them. I can be as fast as a machine because think about it. Who made machines? Human. So we could put the skills of a human in the machine that we have, that we perfect. That means then we can run with a machine. So productivity tracking is my friend. I know the company has great jobs and people stay for years and there are little to no injuries on the job. Your website really helps me to see that you guys are not tone deaf to what workers want or go through. I also saw that you guys offer to pay for me to go to college and train in new departments. I definitely will be one whose tombstone should and will say Employee of the Month. Truly. I will do whatever you need me to do. I don't have much experience, but I'll do it. Like I said, honesty is my greatest weakness. And I have to say, change of pace is also something that I want. I want to be married to my career. Help give meaning to my life and purpose. I want to climb the corporate ladder and have your job someday. To be a suit, they say. You can't beat them, join them. Destroying the planet with sacrifices to join them. The way the world works is reacting to global effects and damage companies due to the atmosphere. It will never stop. Reusable straws won't save the world at this point. Let it happen. We don't need to eat fish like we're not going to eat whales, so there's no need to save the fish. That's neither here nor there. In summation, I would be a great asset because I really want this job. And when I want something, it's because I will do a great job at it. So please pick me. Also, I wake up early always, and I will be on time. All the time, at all times. For the interview, I let my sister borrow the car. That's why I was a tad bit late, but that only shows that I am reliable. So I'll show up every day. I can do whatever job I can, whatever I can do to complete whatever is on the task, whatever any kind of job you need me to do, I'll do it 1,000%. To tell you a bit about myself in the way you would tell your day, I have no issue with opening up. I have in the past dedicated my time to bettering myself with classes and courses to better my work ethic, and I still do. I don't have much leisure and I neglect my dates. I've canceled on them so I can finish overtime. I don't take breaks, especially not in life. I pretend I have a contract and need to fulfill it. My goal now is to improve myself with my knowledge and skills with seminars. I am an investor in my future. What can I say? I'm also a leader. For example, with all the different type of dogs that I own, I have to be organized, and I avoid them fighting, and I let them know that horsing around should be left on the farm. So I have strong and solid work ethic, and I work for what I want to have it be solid. My motivation is that I want food. Just kidding. My motivation is working for the company, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity. Now, a fun little thing about me that you probably don't know, or people will be surprised to know, is that cherry on the top at the end of the dinner, tidbits about me, is I am a former vegan. I love ribs. I am an avid couponer. I love lean cuisine. I like watching jiu-jitsu videos online. I feel like that would be my dream, to take those classes one day. One of the things that I would like to do before I die is I would like to record a video of me walking in slow motion by the pool, drinking Kool-Aid with raccoons, wearing sunglasses. I don't know, that's just something I've always wanted to do. And also, lastly, my favorite color is purple. I don't have any questions for you. I feel like I already asked all the right questions during the interview. How much holiday I'll get, and what I actually do, warnings and write-ups, policy procedures, OSHA, quality control, privacy, the whole kit and caboodle. I'm just confident in myself that I asked the right questions in that one. So, I've applied to 12 companies since, but I still anxiously await your call. And who knows, if you by chance don't call me back after this, maybe in a few months, who knows, you might reconsider me. And I hope you learned a little bit more about what I can bring to the table. Again, I've never done anything like this before. Granted, this is private, this is unlisted. This video I send to you and for your eyes only, so you can comment whatever you want in the comment section. Only I will see it. If for some reason you can't email me back, or it's too much work, you can leave a quick comment in the comment section, and you can let me know what's going on, keep me up to date, and I'll respond or understand, whatever it is that you read in there. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to hear from you again. I hope to hear from you soon. Again, this is Daisy, and have a great day.